Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is your boys back with the Bumps and Bruises podcast, back for episode 23. We're about to talk about SummerSlam. We're about to talk about Monday Night Raw, and I got a problem. But first, guys, how are y'all? How was y'all weekend? What did y'all do this weekend?
Uh, I was good. I was good. I had a nice little weekend.
We'll let the traveler tell us about it.
I know, man. You
What?
you
What do you have to
you
talk
you
about?
weren't at home this weekend, were you?
I was at home technically. I was at my
You
spiritual home. I
you
was
you weren't you weren't at your physical home, the home that you reside in at this very moment.
nah.
Where were you at?
I was on site for SummerSlam. That's where I was at. Where were you guys? I was enjoying good wrestling over the
I
week.
was I was at home.
Okay.
That's about all I got.
Like we all said we were going to be.
I wanted to be there, but I'm glad.
I mean, I don't
How was the weather out there though? Because I know they was talking about it might rain or something.
know. I knew for a fact that it wasn't going to rain based on when I got there. The weather reports was scheduled to be great over
Okay,
the weekend.
cool.
Yeah, they had one
Yeah,
little spot that they talked about on the show that there might be some chance of rain. We might get a storm. And then
they're talking about
and,
Jade.
and then later they spun that into, well, it looks like the storm has stayed away, except for now it's here. I was like, that was terrible.
I mean, there was at no point I felt like there was an actual risk of us getting rain, honestly, because it was blue skies. It was actually hotter than because I was gonna wear pants. Like I had pants, and I was like, oh, let me drive up with shorts, and then I get to like 20 minutes outside of the venue, which is in Staten Island, and I was like, geez, Louise, it got really hot for no reason whatsoever. And I was like, okay, let me just keep wearing what I'm wearing.
That's where he sent us a picture of his $1,000 fit with his $900 SummerSlam shorts.
What are you talking about? These guys just be making up stuff, man. I had hand me downs. I was over here just embracing the actual love of strangers out there. I was just like, please help me.
May I have another?
May I have another, sir? Nah, but all jokes aside, shout out to the Mania Club team. Always great providing hospitality. I was able to visit the suite. Shout out to my goddaughter. Shout out to my younger cousins. They were all there, full force, different sections, like to the point that I missed a couple beginnings of matches. I was just traveling. Speaking of traveling, ran into the 2005. If you follow him on Instagram, Traveler, real cool dude. Caught up with some people. Shout out to the guy Cass. Cass always is around doing his thing, and it was pretty good. It was awesome.
That's what's up. Well, me and Shane, we were both at home, in our respectable wrestling watching places, and yeah, we watched at the house. Did you eat some good food, Shane? Did you have something good for the pay-per-view?
Night two, we indulged a little bit, which we normally reserve for like Mania, but we splurged and got a like wing spread.
All right, so this is the opportunity. Let's go ahead and just jump into this right now.
He's gone. Let's go.
No, you said you had wings and what else, man?
We got some wing spread out there. We had some nachos. Like it was like a Super Bowl Sunday type spread.
That's what I was about to say. It sounded like y'all had some Super Bowl food, some football food. So
that's I mean, so for me, football tryouts kicked off on Friday.
Mhm.
We were there all day Saturday. I got some sun again. I'm getting tan again.
There you go.
Trying to darken up before Dragon Con.
Whew, speaking of that, Lord have mercy.
And get a little tan going on, get some costumes finished. But yeah, we had a good time. It was good. So what did you think of SummerSlam? How did you enjoy it?
Lord have mercy. I was supposed to go, as all the viewers that are watching know from the last episode. My plan was to go. Just kind of waited too long. Time kind of snuck up on me a little bit. But your boy is glad he didn't go. I'm okay that I missed out. You know, yeah.
I mean, you definitely missed out.
We had some good matches, so that was cool. It was the first 2-day SummerSlam. That was also great, but you know, it had some ups and downs.
I hadn't thought about the fact that when we look at it, because we watched along a good bit.
Yeah.
I despised night one, and you greatly despised the night two in terms of the main event picture.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I say. As soon as Marcos comes back, I'm jumping into it. We're going straight in. I started the video today. I did the intro because I got a lot to say.
He's fired up.
And normally I don't have anything to say. Normally I am the quiet one. But today I got time. So we're gonna get that figured out because
well, we can start a little bit. So
it
wasn't a ton that happened on SmackDown.
He came back with a Celsius.
It might be one of them ones that spiked. On Friday, we got
well, let's go over that.
A somewhat confusing.
Wait, you guys already went into night one, or you
we haven't went into it. He literally just
started. I said on Friday we got a somewhat confusing situation where Cena has come around. He's listened to Cody. Cody's finally talked sense into him, I guess.
He listened to Cody Rhodes
and said, "You know what? You do deserve the best of me. You've made me realize my mistakes. I don't want to kill wrestling. I love wrestling.
Not the rest of me, the best of me, but not the rest of me."
Exactly.
For those 5 Maya fans that listen to us.
But he doesn't want to kill wrestling anymore. The only reason that he felt that way is because he didn't want to be forgotten.
Do you think it has something to do with the fact that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has not been available?
I think it has a lot to do with the fact that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has not been available, that they cannot rely on Travis Scott to be there, that apparently Rock's creative team and the WWE creative team are not seeing eye to eye about how storylines should go.
Well, I understand it from the Travis Scott point of view, because Travis Scott, the only reason he was doing it is because him and The Rock share the same management team, and so does the owners of TKO. Like TKO. There's like a business relationship there, so it wasn't like he was a huge WWE fan. I think he attended maybe once or twice before, but like the whole thing happened because people knew each other, and he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then once that the community started, like, honestly, they stopped embracing him after a little bit. That's when I think the problem started happening. You know, he was never going to be a Bad Bunny or a Jelly Roll
or Logan Paul.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, he's not the type of artist that'll be like, you know what, I have the time to do this. Like, you know, honestly, as a fan, I don't even know his music. I like his music. I'm not part of, you know, his fan base or like the people that he tries to reach. I love his sneaker things. It's outside of his main business. That's what I like. His
Cactus Jack line is gangbusters and sells out immediately every time it's there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's part of they introduced a
but they don't put it in our size, just so you know.
Right.
That's bullshit.
And they also introduced a Cactus Jack trading card line with Topps, who's been around forever.
Sorry, I stand corrected. It's the Fanatics. That's where the relationship comes from. Who's the dude that runs Fanatics? What's his name? He's like an old school agent. He's the guy that has all this coming together. That's why they were, because his stuff sold out at FanFest. Like,
yeah, so at SummerSlam they had a pre-release, and at Fanatics Fest they had a pre-release of the Travis Scott WWE cards, and most card boxes are in the like $250 to $300 range. The Cactus Jack's boxes are $400 retail price. So it's a premium on top of the premium that cards are already seeing this day and age.
Wow, that's crazy.
And the individual cards are blowing up. There's a lot of like they're called super refractors, and it's a 1 of 1. There's only one that is printed, and those things are thousands of dollars.
I
think
need to go buy a box. What you're saying?
At Fanatic, if you could find one, if you try and get one right now, you're probably going to pay $600 to $800.
I'm not into trading cards, but I'm almost certain I had a chance to get some.
Then you should have.
I don't know anything about that, man.
It's gambling. It's legal gambling.
It's not my world. Like,
yeah,
them sneakers.
Huh?
I said, but them sneakers. That's your world.
I mean, I have a bunch of Fanatic Fest like collabs that they released a Fanatic Fest that I haven't rocked because I'm looking at the prices. You can't find the ones that I've got, and the ones that are available are like mediums, and I'm like, all right, like I have this fire Yankee hat and shirt that I'm like waiting, and then I thought I was gonna see a whole bunch of Giants soccer jerseys, those NFL soccer jerseys, but I guess they weren't blowing smoke up my ass. They were exclusives to the event, at least for this year. So
at Fanatics Fest or at SummerSlam?
Fanatics Fest.
Yeah, they had a lot of exclusive stuff this year that is doing a lot on the reseller market. But what are y'all's thoughts on this very hard face turn?
We, as you know, I said it a bunch of times in the group chat. I knew it was going to come, and I guess sometimes the way I see it is you got to just understand that you messed up, and instead of trying to fix it, you just start fresh. And that was them pulling the Band-Aid. You know, they were like, all right. At some point, they probably had a creative meeting with Cena. Cena probably expressed like, hey, what's going on? This feels stagnant. Like, I'm about to have a big match that's probably the biggest event closest to his market. If you think about it, New York is so close to Boston, Massachusetts, where he's originally from. You know, SummerSlam, since it's a summer event, they probably expected way more kids and it was packed with children compared to, like, let's say a Mania or something, because like everybody was available, night 1 and night 2, and so they were like, you know what, let's make this something that it's not for 30-40 somethings like us. Let's make it for everybody. And honestly, I think it was a better move.
Well, his New York Giants colored shirt was a sea of blue out there. I was quite surprised at how heavy the Cena.
I mean, hell, I picked up one.
There you go.
And I ordered another one because I want one to, like, I ordered the sock and everything. I'm gonna frame it. Might be the last time he ever shows up in New York. So
yeah, that's a great point.
You know, it's I'm a New York Giants fan. I'm a New York Teams fan. So I got to represent. And honestly, this is the first time I ever bought Cena merch since, like, he had the I saw that they re-released, but again, not in big boy sizes, the dog pound or that he has a dog or whatever.
Yeah,
that one. That was the only shirt, but this is my first colored Cena t-shirt. Like, you know, when they started coming out with different multiple colors every time. But hey, it was a moment to be had. I thought it was a wild choice. I guess they needed to just get it out the way that they did Jets on Friday. I was like,
which you mentioned our group chat, and we've talked about that on show before, but in our group chat, we had some folks that hated it, thought it was the dumbest thing ever, didn't understand why it was happening. But when you look at it, I didn't feel that way nearly as much. And I'm kind of the guy that goes, wait, hang on, here's why it might make sense. But if you've got somebody that you're tight with, you know, you listen to the devil on your shoulder and they say, hey, this guy's not working for you. You know, he's not doing what you need to do. This is the only way that you're going to get where you want to be. You know, you might be like, hey, bud, I can't rock with you right now. But then down the road, you realize, I made a mistake. My bad. I'm going to come back in the fold. And that was kind of the That's how I saw the angle. And so
Like, it makes sense real world and story wise, because in the storyline, he literally has been by himself.
right.
He didn't have to name names. The entire fan base know who he's talking about. He's like, I thought I had a team, and that was Travis Scott and The Rock. They have not been there. Travis Scott literally barely helped, probably made things worse. And, and in real world, they can't depend on somebody that, and it's unfortunate, but it's like The Rock is what is he? He's the head of, what is it? The board, head of the board. But, the head of the board is typically not somebody that's financially vested. It's an independent board that just takes the interests of the company at best. But he still has Dwayne The Rock Johnson to worry about. So he has his own thing going on. He can't be
Big
like,
time.
yeah, he can't be like, if you look up and down on his Instagram right now, you can't even remember the last time he posted about WWE. Everything's Papa Tui or whatever movie he's putting out. And that probably is by design. Like, it's all fine and dandy when you're talking about it in person. Like, if Derek's like, hey man, I'm gonna need you to co-sign, and then I'm like, bet. And then he's like, all right, we're in Massachusetts on Sunday, and I'm like, I got stuff to do Monday. I don't want to go up and back. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what it honestly comes down to. Like DJ is probably, and I'm saying DJ, like, if I know this man, he probably has stuff to do. Like, when this man, doesn't he live like in Florida or something like that, or I don't even know where he lives.
I don't know where he lives right now, because he used to live 20 minutes from my house.
But it's
that's been 3 years.
It's like, think about it. You got to go to Vegas and, just get up there. And then if he's not feeling it. Like, it is funny because people are like, oh, Triple H him. It's like, no, it's like with anything that you're volunteering to do. They're not paying him. He's not contracted talent. So it's not like they can say, yo, this is a story. And he's like, got you, boss. It's like, it's a collab.
Well,
it's like, oh, this doesn't work for me, brother.
It's interesting that you bring that up, though, because a lot of the rumor was that part of the initial disagreement was Rock not getting what he thought he should.
What, money-wise?
Money-wise.
But that's a TKO thing. That has nothing to do with WWE.
Well, no. WWE is a wholly owned subsidiary of TKO. TKO doesn't decide what talent is paid. The WWE decides that. And then they have to report up to TKO, but they have to stay within their operating budget. So if Dwayne comes in and says, yo, I want $6 million to show up for 9 dates, they're going to be like, yeah, we can't do that.
And honestly, right now, and I know Derek might disagree with this, I think we're finally at a point that we don't need outsiders no more. We need people that want to be there because they want to be there. And like, you're at a point that you're cutting talent that, and I fully agree with it. I love Karrion Kross, but you know what? I gotta assume that they couldn't find a spot for him.
I don't know how they couldn't. They had it, and they just decided not to.
So then, where do you stick him at? So let's dissect this right now, and I want you, Derek, to talk about this too.
All right, so we're taking a turn.
So outside of Sami Zayn, where does he go? Because immediately, like, you put the IC title on. Okay, so you want him to feud with Don or with Dom, and then
no, because AJ's going to take that title.
But that's the thing; he could fuse with anybody. Like, he was manipulating everybody backstage before he even stepped in the ring.
Okay, so let me play devil's advocate here. How long? Because he's already getting cheered now. How long can he be the bad guy that is the devil on your shoulder before they have to acknowledge and make him face? He's never been to make him face. Okay,
Roman being face was terrible. People hated it. Unless you were just a Roman fan, people hated Roman being face. Well, people love Roman as a heel. Roman could be a heel probably the rest of his career, and people will still cheer him, just like when it was the Bloodline.
Here's the thing, because it's very hard to be a face in wrestling. Extremely hard, especially from the 90s all the way up to today.
So why are we talking about who makes him a face? Why are we talking about making him a face then?
No, because you have to. You have, like, look at what happened with Roman, right? Roman, when you become a face, you're not 100% authentic. That's why we get into a gray area. Roman had to be stuffed down our faces, pause, in order for us to respect him enough for him to become heel. To now, he's just Roman. He's not a face. He's not a heel. He's the OTC. And you can't give that to Karrion Kross, because then the fan base is going to be like, whose man's is this?
So I disagree there. And one of the things I disagree with is the hardest thing in wrestling is to be a face, which historically it's always talked about, like the hardest thing to do in wrestling is to be a heel, because you have to convince people to hate you. And that's what we saw with Roman.
That was before Roman.
No, so Roman was forced down our throats by the previous administration to the point that everybody was sick of it. Initially, he was cheered, but then it became so much of, oh God, another main event, and it's Roman, and he's not going to get the title. He's going to get the title for a week or whatever. But it became so much of it's my yard, I'm the big dog, that people were like, you know what? I'm done with this. To your point, when he had that heel turn flip, part of the reason when he was face that he struggled a lot is because he had a lot of issues on the microphone. So he was getting caught up. He was getting pauses. He was getting just completely thrown off by the crowd. When he got to his heel turn, he could be him. He didn't have to be the good guy anymore. And he could talk more of the way that he talks in everyday speak. He wasn't trying to be the superhero. And that got him way more comfortable. And he got so much more mic time that now he can do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it's gone on so long that it became, he started to get cheered by about half the audience. Half the audience was like, I love everything that Roman is doing. He's the best heel we've ever seen. Because he's the best heel, when he comes out, everybody's going to raise their ones. We're all going to acknowledge the tribal chief. And it became just the wave that I don't care if he's good or bad. He's the person that I'm cheering for, which in turn eventually makes him a face, which is what we see now. And he's kind of that tweener. He's doing that stone cold of I do whatever I want.
Yeah. And that's,
if you're on my side, I rock with it.
That's what I was trying to say. It took Stone Cold to balance. Because remember when Stone Cold, like, the only reason Stone Cold got over, he was the anti-Vince McMahon. And when that storyline went away, he tried being the face when The Rock was heel, and it was just them two, and it didn't work.
Right.
And then he just said, you know what? He turned bad again, became the bionic redneck when he was doing the whole thing with the invasion angle. And then that kind of didn't work because it was like he was being a goofy heel, like inadvertently, because Kurt Angle was taking all his shine. And then he just went back to being Stone Cold. And then all of a sudden they're like, all right, that works. Like just be yourself. And I think
to bring it all full circle into Karrion Kross, I think he could have run that tweener. He could have been that, to Derek's point, he's manipulating things in the background. He starts talking, he sees AJ Styles and he's got the AJ Styles hair perfectly. And he's like, AJ, I thought you were going to beat Dom this week. Why don't you go back to the times that you would sneak up on everybody and beat them down? I heard that you were in some club when you were in Japan and it was awesome. And like, sow those seeds, and people, the fans of wrestling would be like, oh shit, that, he's talking about Bullet Club. That's a New Japan wrestling. That's huge.
I don't think and this is where I guess our opinions differ. I don't think him leaving is the best for Karrion Kross.
So I would have loved to have seen, and this was just fantasy booking that I was like, man, they're on different shows, so it wouldn't have had. I would have loved to have seen a faction start with Karrion Kross, Aleister Black, and Damian Priest.
Mm-hmm.
Give us those kind of gothic alternative edge style. I don't care about anybody, because Aleister Black, before the flip on Damian Priest, was operating in that area. Damian Priest is kind of operated in that gray area. Put all of them together and just let them do whatever they want.
So make another Judgment Day, because that's what Judgment Day started off as.
But here's the thing. Okay, and the reason why, like a couple weeks ago, I mean, we've had this conversation on a personal level. I was like, oh man, it's gonna suck he leaves. But then I realized after thinking about it and talking to a couple people, like random fans, like we had discussions over the weekend about it, especially during and after his match, and even like through the eyes of a child. And it's kind of like, okay, what do you want for the person? I think as the character, Karrion Kross, the wrestler, he has to go. Because they would, okay, like let's say now they re-sign him, they're gonna R-Truth him, which happened. What they gave him enough, re-signed him, got the goodwill, and then they quietly went.
It wasn't even that quiet. The silence was deafening.
But it's like, but they gave you so much so that probably when Karrion Kross leaves now, all of a sudden people are gonna, oh, what happened to R-Truth? For the matter of fact. And then it's going to split the fandom because people are going to be like, they should have re-signed them. And then some people are going to be like, well, look what happened to R-Truth. They re-signed him and look, he's doing nothing. Let him go out.
No, and I think for him, it's the right move. And
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if he re-signs and comes back and eventually gets there. I also wouldn't be surprised at all if he leaves and goes and just does indies for a while. I wouldn't be surprised if, we tune in 2 weeks and he's in AEW.
Because I don't want to see him in AEW because AEW is even worse than WWE with that track record.
100%. Still won't be surprised if he goes and gets that bag.
I mean, yeah, that's what I want. If he wants the bag, but I don't think he wants the bag.
He doesn't seem like the type to chase that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I think he wants success in his craft.
Right.
It's different from like a Braun Strowman. I think Braun Strowman has made so much money that he's kind of like, oh, this is where I'm at. In order for me to even care, you got to bring this much money to the table. You know what I mean?
Well, and he's had so many injuries, he has to operate in that mindset.
And then it's like if you like, it's like Charlie with the board with the different strings and everything. It's like if you think about it, Adam Scherr, aka Braun Strowman, never interacts with fans. But then go today, when Karrion Kross retweets something, it kind of feels gimmicky because we know for a fact that has been reported by management and everybody involved that Braun Strowman can come in anytime that they need him. That's where he's at with the deal. It wasn't like a bad will thing. He's literally going to star in the show that's produced by WWE. So for him to say that, it's kind of like, and then we're in 2025 where we just got worked. The boys got worked. You know what I mean? With the whole Seth Rollins thing. Like what he said on Monday Night Raw, and this is skipping ahead, he basically literally, when he wasn't lying, the only people he told was his wife and the guy that produces their segment, Paul Heyman. And of course, Triple H probably knew. But it's like people are like, oh no, WWE is transparent. I was like, no, they just moved the curtain further back.
Right.
Now there's two curtains. It's the one that you see that you think you're behind there. It's like when you get into a club, Derek, and you're like, oh, I got VIP access. Like, remember we went to, Philadelphia Con? Where there was so many tiered VIPs. It's like VIP and then gold VIP. And then after gold, platinum VIP. And then it was like super fan VIP. It's like, all right. It's like, but go ahead. Derek, we want to know your opinion because I know you've been on this Karrion Kross flag for a minute, and I always like to hear from you because you have a great insight. And sometimes me and Shane is just like us talking to each other, and just to hear each other talk because we'll have the same opinion on certain things.
This is true. Like I said, my whole thing with Karrion Kross is just kind of going back to you mentioned if he could feud with Dom. At the end of the day, he could manipulate the hell out of Dom, especially with Liv being gone.
Oh, you know what man.
I'm saying? And Roxanne being there now and her kind of sneaking in, getting close. Basically the same thing that Liv did to Rhea when Rhea left because she got hurt. I believe she got hurt. I think she got hurt. Yeah. When she got hurt and everything else, it's the exact same thing. All he has to do is go and manipulate. It's just like the shirt he has. He's a fucking puppet master.
Puppet string.
Let him go and toy with everybody.
But then how does that help Dom's character? Because the thing is, we got to understand, and this is what I tell people, it's like you have 4 cups, right? And you only have the same pitcher of water. you got to take from others to fill up the other cups. So, like,
I mean, so they take from others. That's what they do anyway. Even with or without him, without bringing back Brock Lesnar, which we haven't gotten into yet. You're taking from somebody's cup to fill up his
I
cup.
want to go on record. The Brock Lesnar return is horrible if you're a person, but if you're a wrestling fan, you understand it's for business, because from what I understand, he's strictly there for Cena.
If that's the case,
I 100% think so, because remember, this is Brock Lesnar is about his money. They paused his contract from what I heard, and he just has X dates left. If we see Brock Lesnar next year's Royal Rumble, then I'm gonna be like, all right, this was stupid.
So Brock Lesnar fight anybody other than John Cena, I don't want to hear shit else about it. If he fight anybody else other than John Cena, I don't want to hear nothing about it.
Right now, it's John Cena and Survivor Series. I heard he's going to be in the War Games. If we see him any other time feuding with anybody else, I would even accept the Gunther. But outside,
Gunther hurt. Gunther got a brain bleed right now. Gunther's out.
That's not real. I don't think he got a brain. He's going to be back, because I think Hunter is going to be. He's going to be John Cena's last opponent.
So now he's fighting John Cena and Gunther, not just John Cena.
No, I'm saying if they want to squeeze that in, because think about it. Gunther is the anti-Brock Lesnar. They're both the same height. They're both big boys. And I would, and I'm going to pause it in the beginning, I would love to see Gunther stretch out Brock. You know he's going to put that man in like one of the things where he puts him in a hole and he starts digging that elbow right in his face. Like, you know, Gunther's he's gonna pull out all the European graps on him.
But yeah, so there's a whole lot else that happened on SmackDown. Well, I'm not gonna say a whole lot else that happened on SmackDown, but there's more to SmackDown. But it's really
we had Julia had an excellent match with the person that she had. It was a good match. I don't like the fact that they put a mouthpiece on Julia.
It wasn't a good match.
She's good.
Julia looked good, but it was not a good match.
But you know, we got literally this weekend was to showcase all the women. The women did their job. Some of the men did not. And also we had a AAA title defense. Come on now. We had, if you would have told me
that was a great match.
If you would have told me last year that Psycho King and Psycho Clown and Mr. Iguana were gonna be in a tag team match for the AAA titles against Los Garza, I would have told you, man, you got to get off that stuff.
And that was a heck of a match. I was going to comment on that.
Even with the Mr. Iguana botch, and it's funny, you could tell it was just the overexcitement. Like they were cheering them, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna give him something else," and then he's like, "Oh," then he got right back up and did it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man.
I was going to touch on that, but it didn't. There was not a lot of story build in that, and it definitely didn't impact SummerSlam at all. But if you haven't seen it, that was a great match.
Listen to my plan. Listen to my plan, Derek. Let me know if you like this. SmackDown, the rich are getting richer. Move Los Garzas and the AAA tag teams to Raw. And infuse the Raw tag team division, because the AAA teams could come in and out. There's a bunch of tag teams that are really good on their roster that you could bring them in, bring Los Garzas, have Los Garzas like kind of interact with the regular tag team champs, but let them be the guys that defend those titles. And I think it'll work like gangbusters, because yesterday, literally, they cut a promo with the tag champs during the commercial break. For those of you that watch Netflix with the Nerd VPN, thank you, Nerd VPN. They cut a promo talking about, like, they listed all the Raw tag teams. They're like, beat them. And they're like, who else wants to step up? And I was like, that's literally everybody on their tag team division. And then it looks like the New Day is not even thinking about tag team belts. Like, the way that their program is, like, they're kind of mentioning a rematch, but they're kind of like doing everything in the opposite. I think they're just going to be involved with
all they've talked about is the tag team titles.
No, but what have they done? Like,
all they've talked about is how they haven't gotten another chance.
Wait,
how
hold
they've
on.
gotten passed over by.
Tag in. Thank you. Hold on. Wait a minute.
No, but I'm saying, like,
hold on.
They won a match. They haven't even wrestled since then.
I hear what you're saying. So they definitely have wrestled, because they were just in the match to get the number one contendership for it.
Okay.
But how does the New Day not get a rematch? But
Nobody
live,
does.
but live in or not live, but fucking Raquel and Ramirez, whatever the fuck their name is right now.
So
How do they go get a
let me ask
rematch
you this. Let
the
me ask you
day
this.
after twice? Because it happened at WrestleMania and they won the titles back. Then it just happened at SummerSlam and they got a rematch again on Monday.
Can I ask you this? Do you rather the New Day get the next week on Raw after they lost and then job again? And then
I mean, if they lose, they lose. If they lose, they lose, but they get their rematch.
But then here's what you're not talking about. The fact that they're still mentioning it, it is part of the storyline. Shane, even you should know that the payoff is going to be what?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be huge.
The payoff is going to be they're going to get their rematch.
And
if they get it quickly, you got to see it like this as a wrestling fan. If they get it quickly, that means that they're not going to be continued in the program.
I'm not complaining about it.
It just happened at WrestleMania.
I'm not complaining about it. My argument was that you said.
Oh, wait, time out. But they said, you know why it happened at WrestleMania?
Why?
What is the most famous Raw out of the entire year?
Okay. What else could have happened outside of that tag team match?
Huh?
They could have put in so many other different things other than that tag team match, if that's the case, since that's the biggest Monday Night Raw in the wrestling year.
Because it's a 50-50 booking. It's like, all right, you give a bigger team, you give another team the bigger rub in their eyes because they won at WrestleMania, and then the next night you correct course and then you keep it moving with the tag team that you want the belt.
What was the bigger team? What, Becky Lynch?
No,
Becky Lynch was the bigger was the reason for the bigger team?
Yeah, you had to move forward the that storyline. It was all to get to the Becky Lynch heel turn.
Like Becky Lynch don't need a storyline for a heel turn though.
It's not when
Becky Lynch came into SummerSlam. What was it when they were in Vegas and knocked out Carmella and took Carmella's title match with Bianca Belair and beat her in what, 5 seconds?
But here's what you're ignoring. You're ignoring the fact that the tag team belts, whether it's for women or men, have been used to further single programs since the beginning of wrestling. Since the beginning. Like I can name 4 different storylines: a 2-man power trip, the what's it called? What was Diesel and Shawn Michaels' team name? 2 guys with attitudes. You had the Kane and what's it called? X-Pac when they were feuding for the IC title. You have a whole bunch of examples where the tag team belts are used to further a storyline, and you're comparing a completely different book product to the New Day.
I mean, everything that you just brought up has been old wrestling shit.
No, historically WWE has not held the women's tag team title, based on example alone, higher regard than the men's tag.
But comment on your point that you just said. You said that they use it to push the storyline, yada yada. But at the same time, what the New Day has been doing with and without the titles is the only thing that's brought any concentration to the tag titles. That's the only storyline that there is.
Yeah, and it's gonna. I don't think the WWE wants to pair, what's it called, the Judgment Day versus the New Day, because they're technically both heels.
Right.
I think at a certain point, I think before Survivor Series, there's gonna be a new face tag team that people are gonna take serious, and it just hasn't appeared. They tried other teams. They tried the War Raiders, and for some reason, the War Raiders can't stay healthy, or the crowd is like, "Who are you guys?"
So you remember in GMO, right? How I was explaining that you don't put heels versus heels and shit.
Yeah.
So why even put them 2 against each other to have them take the titles off the New Day?
Because
since they're 2 heel teams.
I understand that, but wasn't it a couple match? Was it a one-on-one? Because I honestly
it was a one-off match.
It was one-off.
That was a random
to it at all.
They didn't do anything to get the number 1 contendership. They got a match and won.
If I put myself in WWE logic, which sometimes is very frustrating, the only thing I can come up with, unless they just booked it out of their ass, is that before JD McDonough got hurt, they were supposed to be the team that was going to carry that division and have the storyline run through them. That's the only thing.
Carried the division, but even when they had the tag team titles before that, and JD wasn't hurt, they weren't having no matches.
They were going to freshen up the division. I think
correct.
They were going to. Yeah, I think it's of course correct. Like honestly, I think
the correct course is to give New Day the belt.
And do what? Who are they going to face?
So here's the thing: the New Day can build people.
Who?
The Viking Raiders can build.
I do not want to see the Viking Raiders in any way, shape, or form.
They can't build another viable tag team.
Like the only team that they have left that they literally need to decide what the hell they're doing with them is what is it called? Made in the US, whatever.
The Creed brothers.
The Creed brothers. Outside of them, there's really no other people. The Creed brothers are 2 years old of stagnancy that they should have been built up. They were not built up as a face team, which was a stupid thing, and they're not built up as heels. Like literally, they're not even on TV anymore.
Honestly, they should have taken the opportunity with Chad, El Grande, all of it, where their leader is gone. The New Day screwed them over in the triple threat match. Here's our push to face, and the New Day helps get them there because the New Day has done that time and time again.
And I'm going to say something controversial, and you could clip this for Instagram. I think the Creed brothers, pure talent wise, and like outside of Lucha, like pure talent wise, I think they're probably top 3 in the WWE's roster right now. Those dudes could go, and regardless of what you think, outside of Julius, both of them are grade A athletes, and they showed it at NXT up and down. They literally carried. When they were in NXT and they were the NXT tag team champions. They were the best tag team in the world during that time.
So I shook my head no, because I thought you were going to say that they were better than the New Day. I think they have potential to be on a level where we've seen those historic teams. I think they have potential.
And then the only other team that I think touched them, and it sucks that they're now in different companies, was the WWE's version of the Rascals. Like when I say, like the matches that those two teams put together before one of them got fired, before one of them got hurt, Wesley, like it was amazing. And it's like, and it sucks that it's like it's so many could have beens, and then there's tag teams that frustrate me at first, like DIY. I'm like, these guys could go by themselves, but because their main roster debut sucked like years ago, I'm like, they're not going to work as a tag team. And now they're a great tag team. But it's like it's funny because WWE does this without inadvertently doing it. Like the way they were building the tag team TLC match, they were like SmackDown is crazy, they're tag team rich, and not one mention of Raw. Raw literally has, and I acknowledge that they have New Day, a pair of Hall of Famers. They have a whole bunch of people like, yo, hell, bring the Hardys in from TNA. Like, you know what I mean?
No, thank you.
No, like have them do a TNA like match. Yo, I would love to see a New Day beat the Hardys for the TNA belt. That's the type of I
can kind of see that, but the Hardys don't move the way that they need to be on prime WWE television.
I mean, they sure showed flashes of brilliance. And I think the dumbest move that WWE is going to do is to try to promote an NXT tag team. And I'm like, no. I was like, you have the roster, shift people over, or use the talent-rich AAA people that you don't.
I definitely agree with that, and I like the idea of kind of what you were saying. But I think you make that shift into SmackDown. You make SmackDown like that AAA ground, especially when you've got Andrade and Phoenix there. You've got DIY who can operate in that way. Motor City Machine Guns would operate in that way, and then you can take some of the bigger teams that don't quite move that way. Street Profits, I think, even though they could absolutely hang, I think they would be better on Raw.
No, because then it turns into like, oh, you got the black teams facing the black team.
Well, you don't only have to have them.
I mean, and then it's like, I like the Profits the way they are. They're kind of like heel. And then you like, that's the thing. Everybody on Raw is heel.
Well, and that's where they just absolutely missed the boat with jumping on that, even if it was an impromptu photo in the back, the R-Truth Carmelo with the Street Profits, that instantly somebody should have gone, did you see this post?
That shit could have cooked.
They're cooking. You took the words out of my mouth, literally. I was saying the same thing.
I mean, at the end of the day, the WWE main roster tag division, it needs to get shaken up. They need to move some guys from SmackDown and put them on Raw. Move some guys from Raw and put them on SmackDown.
What if you break the SmackDown formula by bringing in the wrong team or swapping out the wrong team?
What's the formula that they couldn't put on Raw as well?
That they're just everybody's moves the same way. Like I think DIY will die on Raw.
Why would they die on Raw?
Because DIY is also a semi-heel team. Then you had more heels.
This is true. So that means you got a whole bunch of heels on SmackDown, right?
I think the Motor City
they're what, the faces, right?
They would absolutely kill. They match up well with JD and Finn. They'll be an excellent foil for the New Day.
You're saying what I'm saying. I'm saying switch some teams around.
Yeah.
Because it's, to be honest, outside of the New Day on Raw, SmackDown stacked on the tag team division.
Yep. I don't know. My thing is I'm hesitant because I don't want them to mess up that formula.
What's the formula? That's why I'm asking. What's the formula?
What
is the formula that you see?
The formula that I see is that you have teams that all could go and all tell the story with their in-ring performance. Even the Wyatt Six, the two people that they put there are two people that are known to kill themselves in the ring, which is Joe Gacy and I forgot the dude's name. Dexter. You know what I mean? Now they could have easily made that team horrible by having what's it called, Eric Redbeard and Uncle Howdy as a tag team. Then it would have been like, I don't know about this. like if you think about it, outside of the Creed brothers and New Day, sometime the Raw tag team is oof oof oof. Like, you know what I mean? Like I love Finn and I love JD, but they're spot guys. They're not high flyers. Like, you know what I mean?
I would love to see, and you mentioned it, I think Motor City Machine Guns would be a great team to move over.
Yeah.
And then I think you move over one more team, and my pick for that would be the Street Profits. Especially since they haven't
I don't want them to turn into the Big Show of the tag team division. Like, bro, I lost count how many times they turned mad different ways.
Yeah.
In the last 2 years, them dudes don't even know if they are. Like, it's like the Don Callis family. It's like they find out if they're still on it. When they get to TV, it's like, hey, what are? Oh, we're faces today. Oh, okay. So we bring out the cups today? No, not the cups. So,
but we haven't even started talking about SummerSlam yet.
Yeah, but go ahead. Let's but Derek, because
we can do this forever.
Time out. Outside of the New Day having all the belts,
they don't have to have all the belts, but I'm listening.
Like, how would you book the Raw tag team scene? Would you book it centered in New Day? Just have them play, because that's the thing with SmackDown. It's not centered around anybody. It's a rotation of, and then everybody just mixes well. Like it's like the Raw tag team scene is like, unless the tag team is going to have a match that night, you don't see them. Like, I think if JD and Finn were not in Judgment Day, you would have not seen them on Raw. Like, the fact that they're in Judgment Day is what makes them always on TV. I think once that cut is done and they don't have a Judgment Day segment, like, I feel like it's in the back and gorilla on the wall, like Judgment Day segment.
Who's the biggest star in Judgment Day? Who's that guy?
Right now, it's easily Dom.
Dom over everybody, including Liv, because Liv, she's still there, but she ain't there.
Yeah, including Liv, because he like, even if you saw the first couple episodes of Unreal, he was just the ends to the means. Like, the way Rhea, like, the whole storyline between Liv and her, in which they made each other, was their feud, their personal feud. and then he was always an accessory to it.
Mhm.
Like it wasn't that she wanted Dom; she knew that taking Dom would hurt Rhea.
Dom came with the title.
Yeah,
that's really it.
Yeah, and then it's like now, from a guy that was secondary that literally had not had pay-per-view matches that entire time, is now a guy that's arguably the one that gets the biggest pop. And people and if you notice, Judgment Day doesn't even come out with him. Like, at least on the pay-per-views, like, they didn't interfere for him. Normally it'd be one of them or a couple of them, but now it's like, all right.
So basically, we don't need the Judgment Day because it's just Dominic Mysterio. It ain't a group of a bunch of folks that's hot together, like kind of how it was in the beginning when you had Edge. You know what I'm saying? You had Damian Priest. You had Rhea Ripley, who was already on fire. You know what I'm saying? Before that, like, even when they took out Edge and they brought in Finn and they brought in Dom, you know what I'm saying? You still had Rhea, who was on fire. You still had Priest, who was doing his thing.
I don't think we've quite got an NWO Black and White level yet there, but I think they still have steam to make it at least till WrestleMania.
To do what with them?
I don't know. I think at a certain point, I think they all just go their separate ways. I don't think it continues after that. I think JD and Finn literally have found the magic them as a tag team. Like, you don't want to split them up. Like, you know, you don't need them to be in another faction unless it becomes the UK boys, and then they get, you know, what's his name, Pete Dunne and Drago, you know what I'm talking about.
I do not know who you're talking about.
Ilya Dragunov.
There you
go. Okay, the Dragon guy. Got it.
Then you do a new generation of British strong style, which would kill. But then it's like, then you have a faction of undersized guys. That, you know, then it turns into AEW versus the Hurt Syndicate. It's like, wait,
what? Then we have SummerSlam.
We're on there now.
Good. Yes.
So hold on, before we even went on TV, Derek, you said you didn't like SummerSlam. Let's go. I want to hear your take.
Now I get to talk. Oh man,
I mean, I've been bringing you into this conversation for a minute.
I was letting y'all do y'all thing. Y'all was talking. I was looking at the time. You know, I was cleaning my nails.
Talk to now. Tell us. I want you to express, as only you can do, as to why
I can do.
I mean, yeah, because I'm not Derek. Shane is not Derek. So if it's Derek's take, it's whose take it is. It's Derek.
I'm gonna get a little marquee. It's gonna say Derek's hot take.
It's not even a hot take.
Is that like hot chicken?
Listen.
Wow. I didn't mix in chicken.
The one thing I will say about SummerSlam that actually got me, and WWE actually did very well with, is the fact that Seth Rollins was not hurt. Because I was like, oh, he's hurt. You know, he got bad knees and everything. Like, he's 40.
He worked everybody, including our guy that's up here. He got worked. Okay. Yeah.
Shane, you got worked?
The last thing I said is, I think it's
on the rope.
No, because that night that it happened, you were like, I've had that injury.
I said, I think what happened is he rolled his knee here, if you look at the roll. Mm-hmm. And then after that, if you scroll down, I said, wait, I think it's a work.
Okay.
At the end of the day, it got me. That was probably
I didn't know, though. They sold it incredibly well.
They did it well. And normally they don't. So,
you know what? If this is the example going forward, I'm all for it. I don't like to know.
I don't like to know.
No, I don't exactly.
I like literally.
I didn't want to watch Unreal.
Like, literally, my cousin took a video of his daughter, my goddaughter Giselle, when CM Punk won, and she was so happy. She was a CM Punk fan, but when the burn it down, like, she damn near said, "Fuck CM Punk!" Yeah, like, she was like, bro. And it was the slow burn. Like, I don't know what it is. I want to give Seth Rollins the kudos here, but it might be the producers. But when he came out with the crutches and then acted like he was going to go and then stop, turn around, it was like when Michael Jackson moonwalked for the first time, when he just threw out the crutches and went, yo, I don't know how I translated on TV. He got a huge pop when he came out. But when he faked like he was going to cash in and came back up the ramp and then stopped and threw away the crusher, you would have thought that they dropped the bomb in the stadium. Like, that's how crazy the.
All right, are we really going with my? It is night one. Are we going with my hate before your hate?
No.
I mean,
we're still at Derek.
I just want to touch on this because they did well. They did this well, but now
No, they didn't.
No. I'm talking about the surprise. The surprise they did well because none of us really knew that was going to happen. Let's just keep it a buck, right? As fans, without dissecting, we didn't know that was going to happen.
No.
But what they did wrong was what Seth Rollins has always said is,
can I take it?
Go for it.
No, let him finish.
No, this is my hate. He knows this is my hate.
I'm tagging you in. Let's
go.
He
knows I was hot.
Let's go.
For 2 years, Seth Rollins has said, "You will never get this title. You will get it over my dead body. I will never let you have it." And then he swerves everybody, but he lets CM Punk get the title. He let CM Punk have the thing that he said over my dead body, and he was healthy. What should have happened is when they got 1, 2, burn it down. And Punk jumps up like, what the hell? And he comes out and he does the exact same thing from there. Now, the one change that it would have been is he comes into the ring, he beats the shit out of Punk, he stops Gunther. Gunther's already bleeding in the head. It adds to Gunther's brain bleed on top of that so he can take more time off. He pins Gunther, but the entire time he's pinning Gunther, he's not worried about Gunther. He's staring at CM Punk, even as CM Punk is laying on the outside. He's just looking at him. He stands up, he gets the belt, he walks right to CM Punk and says, "You'll never have it."
I think it is like, if you think about it, because the way that they write this is poetic. I think the fact that CM Punk cost Drew McIntyre from the hate the belt the same way that he lost the belt,
but it's not the same way. It's not, because if it was poetic, Drew was there. Drew should have came out and beat up Punk.
And then Seth,
if he was gonna win the title, and then get cashed in on, he should have came out, beat him up, and then Seth should have came out and cashed in on him. That would have been the most poetic way possible.
Yes.
I just think it adds fuel to the fire. It adds fuel to the fire because Seth is gonna be like, this is easily gonna get corrected in a promo, and I don't even think it needs to be.
But it didn't.
I don't even think, because he's not even thinking about when CM Punk came out. I think in the next Raw, we're gonna see him come out and he's gonna taunt him. He's gonna be like, listen, I could have came out and literally almost addressed Shane immediately. I could have came out, I could have beaten you, but the visionary in me with the Oracle said, hey, that's too many variables. If you think about it, if it's a war plan, why are you gonna come out and have some danger to execute a plan?
Because he's done it before.
I mean,
so and Derek, this was watching live. Derek got this feedback in hot time. And I said, they have two options that will fix this for me. And both of them are promos on Monday Night Raw. If he comes out and he says exactly to what you said, there's too much. I didn't want to take the chance. I didn't want to give Gunther the chance to stop me. Or we thought about it. The Oracle and I got together and we said, you know what? We told you weren't going to get it. But we thought, you know what's going to hurt even more? If we just let him taste it and then rip it away. But they didn't do it. Now they might.
Did we get this promo? Because this promo should have happened yesterday.
No, yes. You know why it didn't happen yesterday? Because he's going to come out. He's going to come out
for what?
Because it's easier. He's going to be like, nah. Like, you know how he used to come out like that? Nah. It's going to be like, I thought I was done with you. I don't even know why you interfered in my business. You know what I mean? And then the reason I think he didn't do it during the match or during the pin of the match, because from all signs are pointing that I think Gunther is going to join his group to be part of that Survivor Series match. And if Gunther has no beef with him, because Gunther and him are kind of like, yo, business is business. You know what I mean? That's how Gunther is. That's why Gunther can be a face or a heel.
Gunther cannot be no dumb face.
I mean, what has he done that has been outside of Damian Priest, where he tried to be racial? He hasn't, like, literally, he was all business with Jey Uso. He, like, literally.
Gunther don't move. What do you mean? He borderline killed Jimmy on national television.
But that was during the chase. That was during his chase. But after that, what did he do? He cut a promo saying, "I respect you, Jay, and I didn't respect you before," and that's why he came in on Raw and was kind of like, "Yo, I just want to do business. Like, this is about the title. It's not even about us. It's about the title." And then he got it done. I think you guys are judging a little bit more quickly than you do. I just like I get it, but you know I love it. But continue, go ahead, Derek. Do you have anything to add to this?
Shane said exactly what he said literally as we were watching night one. You know what I'm saying? You chimed in on the same thing. That's exactly what Shane said. I mean, like I said, for me, if it was going to be poetic would have been Drew McIntyre coming out. Agreed. Drew McIntyre coming out, hitting him with anything, a Claymore, whatever his little headbutt is called, like hitting him with anything. If he was going to win the title and then immediately lose it, because that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? WrestleMania 40. We were all there. We seen it live. You know what I'm saying? And in color. You know, but
in living color.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen. And like I said, it wasn't addressed. I feel like it definitely should have been addressed like yesterday, you know, especially because Seth Rollins hates him, you know, and everything else. And that just would have pulled Drew McIntyre into a story, because now Drew McIntyre is going to be where? In catering, probably.
No, he's going to feud with Randy Orton. That's going to be his next blood feud. I think that's where Drew McIntyre's bread and butter is, blood feuds.
Like that would have just added to the party, though, because you could have threw Drew McIntyre into this War Game match with Seth Rollins. They got a common enemy in CM Punk.
I think they've already done that. I think, honestly, the only person that's going to be in catering, and it's not going to be catering, I think he's just going to take his little hiatus, is Logan Paul.
Don't nobody give a fuck about Logan Paul, though.
Come on, man. You got to put respect on that man's name. That man puts matches together that are insane.
He is very athletic. He has made his way into the company, and he does well. But ain't nobody giving a fuck about Logan Paul.
You sounded like a Miz hater back in 2000.
I'm really not. I didn't like Miz back in the day either. You know what I'm saying? The Miz was good, but the Miz used to be.
So if people are still doing podcasts 10 years from now and we're still doing this podcast, I predicted they were going to be like, you know what? You got to give my man flowers. Logan Paul, man, you know, that's one of the GOATs out there.
No, he's not a GOAT. He is not going to be a GOAT.
I think
he's one of the people who came from the outside.
Logan Paul
outside.
Logan Paul
and he does the work.
Logan Paul and Dominic Mysterio are going to headline one of the WrestleManias in the next 5 years.
And Dom better win. If Dom don't win, because what we gonna let the title leave again, like the U.S. title left.
All right, talk to me. When has Logan Paul left in the last 6 months?
What do you mean?
He's been on every.
Where's he been? He's been on every week in the last 6 months.
Just about.
You realize that it's August, so that means from February
from the
now he's been on TV every week.
For the most part, he's been
it's for the most part.
I am going to side with Marcos on this. Paul has now committed.
What I heard from people, from what I heard, that people that work at WWE, he's there pretty much weekly.
Yeah, that's what I heard as well.
That it all depends.
I got WWE folks. Yeah, cool.
No, this is not even. It's just like production and stuff like that. People that
you said from people that you know in WWE.
Yeah.
He said the same thing. All I said was, "Y'all got friends in WWE." Yeah, okay.
Because I was skeptical too, but then he does the work. Just like I was corrected about Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll has been on this kick since November of last year, and you know what? I eat crow all the time. I make sure that I give people their props. Jelly Roll when it first announced, but then seeing the hard work that this man has and the communication and the fact that, bro, think about you, shouts out to Derek. Derek has like a hair empire. Imagine you saying, "Hey guys, I'm going to close up shop for 6 months. I'm going to go move to NXT and just train for $1 match. That it ain't going to pay me as much. And like, you know what I mean? Like, this is, you got to think about it. People think that these celebrities get paid crazy bucks. No, the interest has to.
But they're celebrities though. They don't need the WWE check. You know what I'm saying? If they get it, they get it. But you know what I'm saying?
It's not as long as people think.
You taking me that I'm a regular smuggler dude. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even go to SummerSlam this year. That's how regular smuggler I am. You feel me? And comparing,
you got to think about that. Jelly Roll probably has an album contract. Probably could be making way more money touring.
True, but that's what you wanted to do.
Correct,
because he's famous. Because he's in this famous bubble. He has the opportunity to go and do that as long as they don't fuck up his other shit. And he could not get paid anything. And he
had to move things around, dog.
True,
you don't think his record label, like he did Dancing with the Stars, and
he can do that though.
That's the only pause that he took during his wrestling training to be on what was it? It was Dancing with the Stars or
I don't know.
American Idol, one of those two.
Google it. American Idol. Well, as a judge?
Yeah, I think so. Or like one of the coaches in the back. Like, you know what? I did not know a lot about Jelly Roll. I was like, I don't look like his demographic, but the guy can actually sing. I give him that. He has golden pipes. Pause. You know, and the weight loss that he's had, and I heard it's all been natural. It hasn't been surgical. At least that's that good. Part. Like, that is amazing. He's losing an entire person. He makes me feel like the laziest piece of shit in the whole world. But
I feel you on that part. But back on Logan Paul, don't get me wrong. I'm giving him his flowers because he does some great shit in his matches. Like his match with Roman Reigns a few years ago, amazing. You know what I'm saying? Man is very, very athletic. I'm not even hating on him from a personal standpoint. I'm not hating on him at all. But I'm not worried about Logan Paul. You know what I'm saying? In a wrestling standpoint, if he get a match, if he puts on a great match, awesome. If he's not on the card, I'm not losing any sleep.
He's fun to watch.
That's all I'm saying. I don't
care if he's there.
I'm not giving him no hate. Like I said, as a person or as a wrestler, if he's there, cool. If he's not, all right.
Bro, well, I'm surprised. I'm surprised he didn't have to go in for back surgery the way he carried that feud with LA Knight. Try to push that man to the stratosphere. But
you got an outsider trying to push a wrestler to the stratosphere. How does that work?
He's not an outsider. How long does he have to be on the roster for him not to be an outsider?
When he only does WWE and he's under an official WWE contract and only does what WWE superstars do?
He's under an official WWE contract.
When he's there for at least a year of consistent work.
Look, he has been.
No, he hasn't. It was inconsistent prior to earlier this year.
Okay, whose product is all over WWE rings right now?
His.
Okay, so he's not a regular WWE superstar.
But that is separate. I mean, Cody Rhodes Vodka Company, which is owned by him and his friends, is also all over the product.
But what did Cody Rhodes come in doing before that?
I mean, I don't think we know.
What has Cody Rhodes been doing?
Hang on. Cody Rhodes doesn't own any of Wheatley Vodka. That's Buffalo Trace.
Hold on. I'm almost certain, just like his cigar thing, that's a partnership with him. Hold on, let's see.
Well, while y'all looking that up, I'm gonna talk about SummerSlam.
I don't even need to look it up.
Oh, you're right. He's a sponsored individual.
He's a spokesperson. But Derek, hit it. Let's go.
We're going back into SummerSlam. We're going back into Logan Paul. Like which one? We're
going back into SummerSlam.
Okay, we're going back into SummerSlam. All right. So
we should just bring you full screen.
Another good thing with SummerSlam. I mean, look, there was parts I didn't like. I didn't like that Jade lost. Okay, I wanted Jade to win because why do you have this woman go through the Queen of the Ring tournament to have her drop the ball to Tiffany Stratton? But I have my thoughts. I'm not even gonna go into all that because I don't want to hear Marcos be like, "Oh, it's just this and this." I ain't getting into that just yet. So it's fine. It's okay. It's okay.
I know what you. Does his name start with Austin? Does his name start with Austin?
No. Who's Austin? Who you
Xavier
referring to?
Woods. You talking about the winners? The last
No.
few.
No, I mean they weren't giving title shots back then. So I mean, yeah, they took his crown. You know, that was bullshit. We can get into that.
Yeah, that's a very special episode.
We can have that whole segment, but nah, that's not what I was getting into. I mean, she's still queen of the ring. Like they didn't take that away. They don't do the whole crown thing anymore. But like for me, it just I don't know. It didn't make sense. I feel like if she was gonna lose, they both was gonna lose. It was gonna be a Shinsuke Nakamura and it was gonna be an Oscar Royal Rumble win to where they both went to WrestleMania and they both lost their title shots. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
but like to WWE's credit, not everybody wins because this list is dubious. And when I say dubious, I mean that like it really is off the wall. Like before of King of the Ring winners of men's side. Before that, Baron Corbin didn't do anything with it. Before that, Bad News Barrett, not Brown. Bad News Brown is dead. You got Sheamus, you got William Regal, Booker T, Brock Lesnar was a King of the Ring, and I don't even think they have that on his resume anymore. But like, but yeah, only the last two men's have actually had a title shot, and it's been the same format.
That's because they just started doing the whole title shot.
Yeah. It was Gunther. He won the belt. He beat Damian Priest, and then of course we have Cody Rhodes. But the women's, I think it's been a streak of.
There's only been 3 women's King of the Ring, Queen of the Rings,
and they've all lost, right?
They have not, because Selena was the first. There was no title shot. That was the same year that Austin won or Xavier Woods won. There was no title shot. They didn't take her Queen of the Ring away from her. She was in the game. Since we wanted to bring up Austin, I got to go ahead and hit little snippets on that. You know what I'm saying? There was a Queen Zelina in the game, and they didn't take her title away, and they announced her as Queen Zelina. But I diverse on that side. Then we have Nia Jax who won. Nia Jax went and she won her title. That's how
SummerSlam?
Yes. Last year.
Okay. Well, who was the champ during that time?
Who was the champ? I don't know.
For men or women?
For SummerSlam last year for Nia Jax. Who did Nia Jax beat for the women's undisputed title, even though they don't call it that, but that's what it says on there.
It wasn't Bianca.
Nope.
I don't know.
Let's
I'll put in the work while you all chat.
Yeah,
but either way it goes, she won. That's how Tiffany ended up getting under her belt.
She beat Bailey, I believe.
Was it Bailey?
I want to say it was her.
Oh yeah, because Bailey won the title from Io at WrestleMania. I want to say.
Yeah, and also I honestly want to I think that the reason before it is because they're trying to salvage Tiffany's title reign.
Like, salvage it for what?
Because the train wreck that nobody expected to happen with Charlotte and her. It's like literally.
So why not? She beat Tiffany for it, and then Tiffany won it back with the cash in.
Yeah.
Tiffany had a title twice.
No, she didn't have the title. No, it was Bailey. I'm talking about they course correct with her retaining because her title match has been mid as hell. They said 200 days, and the only person that I keep remembering is Charlotte.
So if that's the case, if we course correcting her title run, why not just take the title? From how you bring it up, if we course correcting, why not just snatch that off her?
It was Bailey. Google AI lied and put Tiffany Stratton.
Okay, because I was like, Tiffany had that twice. She's only
which is what I thought. But I trusted Google
and also if we're talking amongst the girls, I don't think Jade is there yet, ring wise. Notice, and you could tell, like it's funny because Jade has everything that Tiffany doesn't, which is the charisma and the promo, and then Tiffany came from having the promo and the charisma. Now it's like purely in ring work, because she was amazing at NXT and she was amazing when she was a heel, but now it's like,
But, I mean, at the end of the day, you can't even bring up NXT because there's so many people that was great in NXT and they come to this main roster and they don't get booked correctly and they're in the back and catering.
yeah,
because Carmelo Hayes is definitely one of them, one of the top stars in NXT.
I think Carmelo Hayes is. I think he's gonna get his time during the next couple months.
But I'm just even Braun Strowman or Bronson Reed, whatever his name is, Braun Breaker. There we go. That's B&B Security. Him NXT, amazing. Mm-hmm. He got here and outside of the IC title run, which took him a while to get.
I think Braun Breaker and both Bronson Reed they have rockets. I think both of them are like the fact that we're seeing live in person how WWE is cementing the next main eventers is pretty cool, because a year ago we would not thought that. I thought his career,
they're security under a bigger star though.
No, the fact that they opened up a pay-per-view against arguably
Roman Reigns and Jey Uso though.
The two biggest faces of the WWE that are not champions right now. Come on, that's the thing. You know what I mean? It's not like I would rather be in that position than be in a Jelly Roll match.
But they got beat.
So they were gonna get. Who are you gonna give the pin to? The returning tribal chief or Jey Uso, who's lost so many times this year?
Jey.
Nah, man, you can't.
Who needs it?
Bronson doesn't need it. Bronson he's
okay. So if anybody out of those four people needed to get the pin, it was Jey, right?
Yeah,
I'd almost argue it was Braun.
I would say it was Jey. I think it cemented Jey and it even further, because he looked like he was, even though he was gassed. I don't know if you guys peeped it when he was putting up the ones. He was like, before the match started, they set that man up. He probably was like, "Oh yeah, I could come downstairs." And it looked like at a certain point, like, yo, when I was there live, I couldn't find them in the crowd. It wasn't until I rewatched him when I got home yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, even the cameraman is having a hard time finding this man." It was like one of those things. Like, I don't know, man, but that's a marquee spot. A tag match with two of the guys that are the most trusted people in WWE. What do you? Am I wrong? I mean,
listen, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just saying you're talking about that they're about to get a rocket put on them. But like I said, they're still under Seth Rollins.
Okay,
one of the biggest stars in the company. They're his security.
They're not his security.
Yes,
they're literally the future.
Are they fighting for titles right now? Right now, they security, because what they doing the same thing as his last security he had, coming out, interfering with matches and beating up folks on his behalf. Same thing that Kane was doing when he was with the Authority and them other two dudes that you ain't never seen come out again afterwards.
Wild take. That's a wild.
I'm just saying. Is that what they're doing? Yes or no? Is that what they're doing right now?
I think
as far as they're contributing to this faction that still ain't got no name.
No, they got named yesterday. It's called Division.
Okay. Anyways, so they got a name now, finally. But still, what have they been doing to contribute to that faction?
I mean, what do you like? You can say that about all factions, bro. Don't you remember
the Judgment Day? If that's the case, the Judgment Day is also doing their own thing. They have a tag team title. They had a women's tag team title. They've had, in turn, both men and women's world titles on Raw at one point in time. And they have the Intercontinental title.
Let me ask you this. If you were a wrestling talent on Monday Night Raw and they came to you and they're like, yo, you want to be part of Seth Rollins' faction or you want to be part of Judgment Day?
I mean, obviously, I'd be under Seth Rollins.
Okay, why?
Because he's the biggest star in the company. I'll be his security.
Okay, but what do you get that's guaranteed that no other
that you get to go on TV whenever he goes on TV and you get to do his dirty work. So you get seen on TV doing his dirty work.
No, you get to wrestle, not seen. You acting like they're not.
I'm not saying they're not wrestling. They just wrestled.
They've main evented ever since this group came together. They have main evented Raw a lot more times than anybody else.
That is great. But what I'm saying is, yes, they are still taking care of Seth Rollins' dirty work. Am I wrong?
I'm about to ask you what have you been drinking, because you're telling me that
Minute Maid juice,
Reed and Braun Breaker are not positioned to be the next big names. And Shane, the fact that you're quiet is killing me, because you're agreeing with what this man is saying.
I'm letting this man cook.
Listen, bro, I'm not saying that they're not going to be
the food. You need to check. You're burning your burger.
I'm not saying that they're not going to be big things in WWE, but what I am saying is right now, yes, they are security.
I agree with him.
So then,
that is B&B security.
So
and the fact that Bronson Reed is even running with Seth Rollins after having a whole feud with him is beyond me.
And I get that. I slightly disagree on that point, but I personally think you asked me, you got to listen now. I personally think Braun has gone backwards.
I don't know about that.
Braun's gone backwards. He was this unstoppable force for the first 6 months of the year. Now he's a henchman.
He's been splitting Roman Reigns in half, like for the better part of this second half of the year. Like, have you seen? Has anybody ever gotten more clean hits than these two on the Tribal Chief?
In the last 2 months? No,
in the past 5-6 years.
And if it leads to Braun and Roman, then there's a point. But right now, that doesn't look possible. You can't tell me, even if he's gotten clean hits, even if he's speared the crap out of him, you can't tell me right now, after just losing with the other monster to that tag team, you can't tell me that he's a viable one-on-one contender against Roman.
But these are that's like you, like right now, it's like it was during the time, like you losing to Shawn Michaels and freaking Bret Hart when if you take it to that era, like the fact that they lost to Roman Reigns,
the fact that we just put, and I love Jay and I love everything he's done, but the fact that we just put Jay on Bret and HBK level is crazy.
It's not crazy, because when Bret had his cemented status that he was already champion, Shawn Michaels had just transitioned into the main event. Remember, it took him 2 years to get his first title run, but he was already a main eventer at heart when he was HBK, when he was doing, like, when he was already outside of the IC title picture. That is literally the spot that Jay is at right now, where he entered the picture. He's in the room, but Bret was the bigger star. I think at a certain point, a year and a half from now, they're going to be like this, based on the trajectory. And
you think that Jay is going to get to Roman's level?
I think so.
I love Jay, but I don't see it. Roman was the biggest star for the last 5 years.
Okay, and so was Bret.
And I don't see Jay getting to HBK levels.
I think so. I don't know, man. Call me crazy.
I would be pleasantly surprised by that.
I'm talking about the popularity and the trust that they have on him in the main event scene. The fact that they gave him the night off yesterday tells me everything. That 2 years ago, I would have been like, yo, how you not have this man on Raw? But the simple fact that he's literally been a part of the main event segment, whether it's an interference or he's been on Raw since he lost his title. Because we have this conversation? I thought that he was going to go away for like 3 months, and it was the opposite. I think there's no question marks on his status right now. And if you like being at the stadium, an open air stadium, and the fact that in the middle of his match they reran the Yeet song, it was crazy. So it's entertaining as hell. I just don't put him on that level yet. And I'd love to be proven wrong. And you got to think about it. And this is where people are like, oh, he has a set move set. I was like, so did everybody during that time. Shawn Michaels had 14 moves. He set him up very well, but he had 14 signature moves. So I don't know, but what about you? What do you think? You don't think? Well, obviously, Derek already said he thought it was a bad position to be in a tag team match that literally set the pace for night one.
I didn't say it was a bad position.
I mean, you're dumbing it down by calling him security. You're making it seem like these guys
are security, though.
That's
what
literally what they are. They're henchmen.
What are they?
No,
they're security.
They're his heaters.
His henchmen.
So
okay.
If they had the tag team belts, if they had the tag team belts, right? If they had the tag team belts, what is the difference between them and the Usos in the spot right now? When Roman was the guy,
the Usos. What did the Usos do on the main roster before getting with Roman?
Okay, but at a certain point, the Usos, that's a different thing. This is an established tag team. I akin this to Evolution.
You brought them up.
I akin this to Evolution. They're in the same position as the Uso was. Yes, the Uso were a tag team. They were established, but arguably their best run together as a tag team came in the Bloodline. When they fell in line. If you take their resumes away, it's the same story.
Better. They have you saying that the Usos by themselves had better matches with the Bloodline versus Solo?
No. They literally, as a tag team, had the most success and their most popularity under the Bloodline storyline.
Okay.
When did their anniversary belt come out? During their Bloodline storyline.
Because they beat a streak. They held one belt longer than who?
New Day.
Yeah. Okay, but do you think that they by themselves would have held that streak if they wasn't part of the biggest storyline in wrestling?
Yeah, they probably still could have.
I don't.
To be real, yeah.
I don't think so.
Why not?
I think if anything, the team that would have ran even wilder. I think the storyline. That storyline did a lot more for them because they weren't in a position where they were going to be more popular than New Day ever. I think that helped them. That was literally that is the flip of each coin right now. That's why the New Day is where they're at, and that's why the Usos are where they're at now.
Nepotism.
Because they had a faction.
Because they were in the part of the hottest storyline. So it's nepotism.
Yeah, because they're cousin.
Okay, so then explain Sammy.
Because of their bloodline.
They're not related to any of them.
They're not related to who?
Sammy's not related to the bloodline, and literally
they brought Sammy in. They brought Sammy in just like Nation of Domination brought in Owen Hart.
He's not Owen Hart.
But Sammy wasn't supposed to be a staple in the storyline. Sammy made himself a staple in the storyline.
Yes. And it was the storyline gave the opportunity.
And what has Sammy done since then? Since that was the biggest thing in the world for the Usos, what has Sammy done since then?
You're telling me that Sammy. So what are we counting here? Are we counting TV time? Because we can't count belts. Because ever since the storyline ended, Roman Reigns has not sniffed the world title. Are you saying that what has he done since then also?
But okay, as of what you were just talking about with the Usos and being in the bloodline, that was the best thing for them. They beat the New Day's reign. They got this belt and all this other stuff, right?
Main evented.
What happened with Sami Zayn? What happened with Sami Zayn? And
main
lost
evented WrestleMania.
Okay. The New Day has hosted and has main evented a WrestleMania.
The New Day has main evented WrestleMania. Take Kofi out of that equation. The tag team,
he's a part of New Day. If that's the case,
the New Day tag team.
Okay.
Because I'm saying the Usos. I didn't say Jay.
If you want to get really into it, bro, it's still because of Roman. It's because of the bloodline. If they weren't Samoan.
We're talking about Sammy. You asked me about Sammy, and I gave
exactly. But what has happened with Sammy since then? What has happened with Sammy during that time? Yes, he main evented when he left. When he left and went with KO, the nigga that's been beating his ass since NXT. But that's his best friend in the whole wide world, right?
Okay, I can tell you don't watch a lot of indies. That's literally their entire career.
Exactly. But what I'm saying is, what's happened with Sammy? Sammy ain't got no world title match. He didn't have the IC belt. He had that shit before.
Okay, but Sammy right now, he's at a point in his career that he doesn't need a title. He's still the guy. He's still the trusted guy.
Sammy been pushing for the same title for how long?
Trusted for what? Burying carrying cross so he goes to a different promotion?
Oh my God.
Sammy
So now we're saying that Sammy, we need justice for Sammy. I'm gonna let y'all talk. Go ahead. I need to know.
What do you mean we need justice for Sammy?
I need to know that because you guys are having some hot ass takes on people's career in the WWE.
I already knew this shit was gonna be chaotic. So
no. From what I'm hearing, if you ain't got a title, your career ain't shit right now.
No, I'm not saying if you ain't got a. There's everybody in the division don't have a title except for what 6 people.
If Braun Breaker had the IC belt and Bronson Reed had the US title, then you'll be like, oh, all right, they doing their damn thing.
Yes, that's a dominant ass stable.
They hold all the belts. I mean, the one thing I can't say about the Judgment Day is what they say. The Judgment Day is holding all the gold, which is what they've been doing.
Okay, outside of that, what are you gonna do?
So you made reference in comparing this faction right now with the Evolution. So if we take Batista and Orton, compare what they did to what Braun and Bronson have done, prior to Evolution, Braun was a bigger star than he was now. Braun has done less since getting paired with Seth. Now he's a monster that just barks all the time, when before he was like, oh shit, it's looking like this kid's going to take over. This kid's going to be the one that can be a threat to Roman. Like, this kid is going places. Now, this kid is listening to Seth.
Okay. Let's run back.
Hold on. I think this leads to Braun getting pissed at Seth, and we get a face Braun that goes against Seth. I think that's where we eventually get to.
So, have you ever heard of a guy named Batista?
Well, even more so, it was Orton. He's following the Orton storyline from Evolution.
But the biggest payoff is who?
Well,
arguably Batista.
And that's it. Well, no, the biggest payoff of Evolution was Orton.
Not his initial run, dog. Orton got buried. After he won that belt, Orton floundered. It wasn't until he turned heel.
But that was his launching point. Like, he was too young to be a face. He was the youngest champion.
Huh? I'm gonna eat a donut. I'm listening.
Okay. So like, you're telling me their breakaway moment. You're telling me that the main event of SummerSlam versus the main event of WrestleMania was bigger. I think organically.
Which main event are we talking
about? When both people turned on Triple H.
Okay, you're talking about that. All right, I'm gonna let y'all talk.
And technically, Randy Orton got turned on. Batista turned on Triple H.
Right. Thumbs down.
Yeah.
Actually, thumbs sideways.
So Randy did not want to be a face. He was forced to be a face out of the jealousy, if you think about storyline. Batista saw everything and was like, nah, I don't need you, bruh. Like, I think that was a more organic build that made him a megastar. And he literally became the face of an entire show.
But the difference is Orton and Batista had done nothing prior to that.
No, that's a lie. Orton was an IC champ a couple times before he was in Evolution and then got hurt. And they were on the verge of cutting him because he kept getting hurt.
Yes. Shoulder.
Yeah. And then after that, you know what I mean? And then Braun, honestly, when he first dropped the belt to Jay, it was because it was a knee tweak. He was out for a couple weeks, and then he came back, and they were like, all right, he's not hurt. That's when they literally took it back from Jay. Like,
I think many people would agree, Braun has not gained anything out of this yet. Okay. It's still early in this.
Yeah, we're talking about 3 months.
Yeah, early in this faction run, but Braun has gotten nothing out of it yet.
And Bronson Reed has gotten everything out of this.
I don't know. Bronson is doing the exact same thing he did before he left, because this is what he did to Roman. Is right? Exactly what he did to Seth.
Were they just fucking people up? Tsunami. I feel like that's what he was doing before War Games last year, and now.
Okay, so
I'm gonna eat another donut.
he was out for 7 months. You really think that if this wasn't an idea, him coming back by himself, he would have the heat that he has now? He literally picked up right where he left off. And I don't think that happens if he's not in this faction. I think he would have came out, started a feud with somebody, and then that feud would have been extended. He would have basically feuded with Sami Zayn. He would have been in the spot that Karrion Kross is, and then at a certain point they would have just stopped, and then he would move on. He would have never been in the same room with Roman or Jay, because before War Games, he wasn't in that same room before.
But you know what though?
He started.
You know what, Marcos?
Yeah, go ahead.
So you know what it is? So WWE don't book you well if you're not their big person. You realize that, right?
I don't know. I think he was put in a great position, in great spots in War Games. I think he was gonna get a
but he got hurt.
He got hurt.
Yeah,
bro. He blew out. He blew out. He broke his foot and severely injured his other ankle. Like this man is still walking around. Like I'm surprised he doesn't have like Hogan tape on his knee, like on his ankle. Like his ankle, he was. You saw his ankle and his foot. He was this close to having pins, and then that would have probably jeopardized his wrestling career.
So do you feel like what I said was right or wrong?
I feel like you're minimizing. It's like if me going to like, oh, you do your little hair thing. Like I think you're minimizing it. You're making
what am I minimizing? What I just said.
No. I'm saying you're making the worst skewed opinion of them being in the hottest faction in the WWE right now.
I'm talking about that part. I'm talking about WWE does not push you unless you're their hottest guy. Correct.
I think the WWE in the last 2 years has done more pushing people to replace people that they're gonna. Biggest example, Penta. You think Penta is not being groomed to be a top guy?
Penta was hot. Where was he at?
What are you talking about? He wasn't hot in AEW.
No, his star. I think what Derek is saying is Penta's star is already starting to fall.
I don't think it is. He's still one of the highest.
His thing last night was with the New Day. He had a match with Grayson Waller. Hell of a match.
Yeah, and he won. He has not really lost
against Grayson Waller though.
He's a literal spotlighted segment every night on Raw. And
that's because they shine a spotlight on him when he comes out.
Okay. No, if you go on WWE Shop right now, look how many brand new T-shirts he has. He's in
because I'm on there right now.
He's in the same position that Jacob Fatu is in right now. Are you saying that Jacob Fatu is in a shitty position too because he didn't win the belt in SummerSlam?
No, he just had the belt though.
Okay.
Where's Penta? There's Penta.
Penta's got a lot of merch right now.
So I know that shirt's old. That's not a new shirt. It's a nice jacket though. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's got a lot. There's no point to count. It's like 20 some.
Yo, Penta is not even a champion, and he's on the non-scrolling page, front page. Above a legend and above the current women's champion.
What do you mean non-scrolling front page?
Okay, if you go to www.shop.com, you see the
I'm there
that are highlighted at the top. I honestly think that the position of your merch sales, that's where
because they have his name before Tiffany Stratton and Randy Orton. That's what you're talking about?
I'm talking about the fact that this is not alphabetical. I think this is sales and searches.
Do you think so?
I believe so.
Well, if that's true, and granted, this is a scroll. 1, 2, 3, 4 spots away from Penta is Karrion Kross.
Yeah, but what is that going to do? Karrion Kross is not good. He's no longer. No, wait, hold on.
So you're saying that Karrion Kross has better sales than Bianca, than Stone Cold, and than The Rock? Going off of your analogy right here.
Yeah, This is based on the current searches and the current purchasing trends. Yes.
I actually am going to believe that. I don't know if that's the way they set up the shop, but I would believe that because there was a point in the middle of all that Karrion Kross for like 3 days was the top selling merchandise.
Mm-hmm. And look at the new stuff that Penta has. Yo, they got his entire costume. First of all, I'm gonna buy these joggers.
How did we even get on Penta? We were talking about SummerSlam.
No, because you're saying that Penta's star has been dwindled down. He's being pushed.
We weren't even talking about Penta initially. We were talking about
because you were trying to make the point of WWE only pushes certain people.
They do only push certain people.
Okay, so what is your definition of a push? You getting wins, you being on TV, or just strictly titles? Because then they're only pushing 12 people.
I mean, they're definitely only pushing 12 people for titles and shit like that. Like, that's for sure. But yeah, no, I mean, being on TV, getting the TV time, being able to do what you came there to do, which is wrestle.
Hey, Shane, can you tell me who's had consistent match and wins since the January 6th debut of
Whoa,
Raw?
hey now. What?
Penta. Penta has not missed a Raw. And Penta has won. He's probably the winningest superstar on Raw right now.
Penta is the brand new toy on Raw. Penta is the brand new toy on whatchamacallit.
Hey, you woke up today not wanting to like the product. I don't know what to tell you because if you could spew anything.
Speaking of, it's time, Derek.
Is that what we're talking about?
It's time.
This bullshit.
It's time.
Bullshit. Anyways, all right, let's get into this main event match because we done spent 2 hours.
So I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to skip a lot of what happened in SummerSlam.
Yeah, we can go back and touch on some stuff.
Go watch it.
And you can go watch it too. But so SummerSlam night 2, right? We get face turn John Cena. So now we got a face versus a face, which I don't know why they do that, but that's here and there. So we got that match.
Bad in 2K.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. You don't put faces versus faces, but I mean, hey, that's neither here nor there, right?
Well, hold on. If you go back through the last 20 years of SummerSlam, face versus face is extremely common. Extremely common. We got the Diesel, Shawn Michaels.
Give me something recent. Because you keep going old school. Give me something recent. Last 5 years.
Hold on.
What you got? No, spill it out just like you just do it now. Don't Google.
Oh no, because I gotta see the main events. Okay.
Last 5 years. From 2020 till now.
Yeah, we're gonna bring that up.
Okay.
Last 5 years. SummerSlam. Let's bring this up. Okay.
I only want to hear the faces. Face versus faces.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Hold on.
Put a cricket sound over right now.
No.
I know. That's all I.
Okay. And then the funny thing is, you got to think old school because Triple H is booking like he's an old school booker. So this is the problem. He's going back to that era.
This is the problem.
He's going back to that era.
This ain't old school.
I just found a top 30 list of face versus face matches, and not a single one is within the last 15 years. Excuse me, 10 years, because we had Daniel Bryan, Roman Reigns in 2015.
Okay. But I didn't say in the last 5 years. You wanted me to bring up, and I said, sure, challenge accepted. I have to look at it. But I know for a fact that SummerSlam has had a history of booking faces versus faces.
But while he's researching, face versus face, go.
All right, let's get back into this bullshit. Great match. Okay. Great physical. You got something? Oh,
well, I got something. Yeah. I got something.
Yeah.
It's kind of along the same lines. You had Jey Uso, Roman Reigns. They were both heels at the time.
Jey Uso was a heel win. Jey Uso wasn't a heel fighting Roman Reigns.
He was in the bloodline, protecting his brother.
But what did he do right after that? Join the bloodline.
Yes, he was a face and lost, and it made him join the bloodline.
He was trying to take out Roman Reigns.
And Roman Reigns versus Brock, both were heels. The year before
you said face versus face.
Well,
heel versus heel is way more common than face versus face.
I don't know. I don't believe you. Hold on. Right.
Because I already knew that one. That was what, 2 years ago, 2023, when Roman threw when Brock threw the mic and Roman caught it, gave him a wink.
Yeah.
All right, keep cooking, Derek. We need this.
All right, back to the match. All right, so the match was amazing.
Cena,
The match was really good.
There you go. There's a bunch of Cena versus Daniel Bryan. There's a bunch of
what year?
That was 2013, sir.
Okay, so that's not in the last 5 years, but that's like the last 15 years though. So I got
you know what? Hey, Taker versus Taker. Boom. There we go.
Taker versus Taker.
Yeah.
What year was that?
That was. Hey, I'm giving you examples.
Wait, Taker versus Taker, like fake Taker?
Yeah, they were both Takers, so they can't.
They're not both faces. What if there was a heel?
No,
yes.
Was he attacking other people? No, he wasn't. He was fighting
fake
himself.
Taker was a heel.
He had personal demons.
So what I'm hearing is
nothing
in the last 5 years.
Bret Hart versus British Bulldog.
So you're definitely not talking about the last 5 years.
British Bulldog's been dead 15 years.
Ding, ding, ding. Thank you.
Dead for 15 years. He's been dead for maybe like 7.
I don't know. It's been a long time.
So I can say, and I feel like y'all would agree, that match, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, was a good match.
Yes,
it's great.
It was better than Roman Reigns versus Cena. And the simple fact that they wrestled. It wasn't 19 people interfering, being overbooked.
It was better than Roman Reigns versus Cena?
No,
40.
Roman Reigns and Cody.
That's just what you said. So that's all I was asking. I just wanted clarification. So, yes, great match. No interfering. All that good stuff. For me, I didn't want to see a face John Cena. Unless we got a heel Cody Rhodes, but we didn't get a heel Cody Rhodes, in my opinion.
But this is the match that they both had heel tendencies.
What was John Cena's heel tendency?
John Cena was the first person to use a weapon in the entire
street fight.
It was a street fight, though.
Yeah, but John Cena, if you go back to his other street fights that he's had, John Cena has never been the person to initiate. He's always been driven to it.
So if that's the
Cody
case,
hesitated. Cena did not hesitate at all, except the one spot with the belt. And this is coming after he choked him with a rope. How do you go from choking in the rope to be like, no, I can't use the belt?
He took him. How did the rope even come into play?
Because Cody Rhodes, he said leading up to them, I'm going to do everything in my power to get the belt back.
Except he didn't, because he didn't use the belt when he had the opportunity.
Well, because that's because if you heard that crowd reaction every time Cody did something that was legal in the match, you would have thought this man took out a gun and shot John Cena. I think that was Cody being very aware. He could have easily done the Rock Hogan thing, where they could have had a double turn for the night, but he didn't, because why? And Triple H said it in the first episode of Unreal. He's the closest white meat babyface. He navigated that situation like a minefield.
He did a fantastic job.
Because even when he was doing heel tactics, he kept that, like, I really don't want to do this face. But if he would have taken off the turnbuckle and then hit him and then looked at the camera and give us the Cody smile, and you know the smile that I'm talking about, because he did it all throughout his heel run in ROH and in AEW when he was kind of a little bit heel, but he really wasn't. It could have been over. They would have lost a true babyface, but no, he navigated that shit like a champ. He did better than The Rock, and The Rock has. I still think that the people give The Rock way too much credit from when he did the double turn, because it's like, bro, like if you were in a locked-in program with Hogan, that would have been horrible. Like you would have had to turn a heel the next night still. Like, you know what I mean? Like you would have been locked in as a heel for the rest of the year. But go ahead. So how would the heel Cody would have changed the actual match? The match itself.
How would it have changed the actual match?
Yes.
He would have been a heel. Like, what do you mean? I mean, obviously,
what did he do? What did he have
still use of weapons and everything else? He could have did anything. He could have handcuffed him to the ropes on some.
It probably doesn't change the outcome because, spoiler alert, Cody got the pin.
Cody Rhodes won.
But even better, spoiler alert, they all did the same spots. I honestly think that the only thing that changed was the aesthetically thing. It's like you choosing, like you said, going back to GM mode. He made a character switch, literally in GM mode with a promo.
Yes.
Yeah. And then they're heel continuing after that, correct?
No.
It's all heel shit going from then forward.
No. John Cena did the side turn. GM mode again. So it's established by your rules. He used GM mode, did exactly what GM mode dictates, cut a promo, say, hey, I'm face now.
So he's going face, and it's still a face versus face, is what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying how I feel and what I wanted to see as far as that was
Triple H didn't realize that Cody was still a face, and he accidentally flipped John Cena, and he was like, crap, that's gonna mess up my card.
He said, shit, I forgot to book that one too.
And so I'm gonna set it up for Derek right here. So Cody gets the 1, 2, 3. Cody shakes his hand, they do the little hug. Cody makes his way out.
He walked out of there really fast.
So that John
time out. Arguably, if it wasn't face versus face, it would have sucked ass.
How so?
Because then that moment that's literally being replayed every time you go to WWE.com on YouTube, the whole crying salute to Cena, that is literally the most on the nose passing of the guard that we've seen.
Right. And you steal my thunder. I'm setting it up. That's the scene I'm setting up right here. They hug. He gives the salute.
If
Cody
Cena
makes his way out.
Was heel, that would have not worked.
Oh my gosh.
It would have not worked.
Because it doesn't matter. I'm setting up something else.
It wouldn't have happened
yet. Doesn't matter at this point.
That didn't need to happen yet. We still had Cena time, but I know what you're saying. I know what you're getting.
Cena is now taken in the crowd. He's listening to that. Finally, this is why I did my GM mode promo to go back to face, was for this right here. It was for these people and for me to hear this before I'm gone.
They was gonna cheer him regardless.
And I'm 30 seconds behind Derek as we're watching together.
And that's bullshit.
And I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this. I like Cena getting his send-off. And the next thing I know is I hear, I hate this here. I hate the WWE. I hate it. I'm like, dude, it is not that bad. As I say, not that bad. Cue the music. Brock Lesnar. And Derek, take it from here. Give us your thoughts.
This is bullshit. This is the end of the podcast. We're going home because this is dumb.
No.
Bro, I get it. Cena's greatest matches and his feud, and we're running through all that good stuff. Okay, them braids is crispy though.
I know. Look at this.
You gonna present the braids, 2 hours in? That's what we're doing?
You're getting me hot under the collar. I had to take off my
the disrespect.
My suede do-rag.
It was nice. It's good braids. Shout out to that stylist. It wasn't me, but shout out to them. So hear me out.
I'm gonna hear you out, but we're gonna disagree.
I don't give a fuck. I knew it was gonna be controversy this whole episode. I've been waiting for this for 2 days. All right. Why? Just why? I'm not even gonna go in on it like I was gonna go in on it. Just why? What was the point?
I can tell you the point.
Why we didn't need Brock Lesnar back. Just like in my opinion,
I can tell you. You take.
Here, I'm gonna give you a second. So for me, John Cena didn't need his send off right now because he still got time left. If Cody had to win it, if we're not putting over a new person or nothing else like that, we're giving Cody the torch and everything else. Cody didn't need to win it yet. Cody still got to go and film a movie, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? He still got a movie to go film, even if he only got 1 day of shooting. He still got a movie to go film. What was the point of bringing Brock Lesnar back? Since you disagree, it's his greatest matches, all that stuff. Why did we bring whatever version of Brock Lesnar this is? Because this ain't Cowboy Brock. So I'm listening. What you got?
You talking to me? Now
Yeah, you. Yeah.
Okay. First things first.
Mm-hmm.
If you're gonna go, and they clearly are going this babyface route with John Cena for his 6 months or 4 months that are left, and you want to drive home that he's a face, you got to give him the sympathy pop. And who's the only person in the history of his entire career that made John Cena look human? That essentially killed the Super Cena push in the same way. Brock Lesnar. Take all the bullshit. He's a horrible person. Take all that out. The real world shit. The shit that we don't need to talk about. But he's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
We can talk about it.
He's a piece of shit. And if all the allegations are true, well, fuck him. I hope he gets arrested. But when he came out and his music hit the same way, John Cena was having his swanton when he was going off to make a movie himself. And boom, came out and he got his ass handed to him. This is the only person that has made John Cena's career when you're like, holy shit, he can't beat him. That is his foil. And I don't think they're going to give us Roman Reigns because it doesn't make sense. I think this cements his face, pushes him down this route, covers a couple of his dates, and then you circle back to him facing a heel that he's going to put over and him heading off in the sunset. I think arguably this is the biggest event that was going to feature him as a face. Look down the rest. What hill is he putting over? Huh?
What hill is he putting over?
If the rumors are saying it's true, I think he's going to do the job for Gunther, and that will push Gunther into the stratosphere because that Gunther would have retired both John Cena and Goldberg in the same year. And I don't care what you think about them, that is an impressive thing.
Yeah, and if I agree that I think that's the route that they're going, and rumors are Gunther. Other rumors prior to Gunther were Braun, and I think either of those are the way to go.
But I think the easiest to lay up for WWE is Gunther. Because
I like the idea of Braun, not just because I think he has that potential. I think that Gunther is kind of already almost there. Like, I think that he is that upper echelon right now, and he almost doesn't need it. I think going with Braun, it's almost passing it to the prototype that Cena used to be.
But look at what I have there, the gauntlet. I think that's the last gemstone. And then after that, Gunther does not need a title. Gunther does not need lengthy reigns. Gunther is a made man. He's a Randy Orton. He could walk in, be like, hey, I want to beat the shit out of you. And then be like, all right, you're Gunther. I want to get that shot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that is a made man in terms of a heel. And if you want to make him face later on, you could be like, I respect everybody in this ring, from everybody that I ever faced, of legends, blah, 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 blah. This is the wrestling version of being a legend killer. And that will cement Gunther. And I think if you look at it, look at the dates. Let's look at the dates again. This East Rutherford, New Jersey, is the biggest venue that they're going to go for the rest of the year. And I'm not counting Saudi because John Cena is going to be gone by the next time they go to Saudi. And I don't think having a send-off in Australia is the same thing as having one in the States. I think the Saturday night's main event is going to be a TD Garden thing, they took advantage of their biggest crowd. Look at it. The dates are out there. They're out there, and those are actual dates. So I'm seeing that Shane is frozen. Can you still hear? Oh, okay.
He's not frozen.
Oh,
so, work was calling, so I had to answer.
Okay, so what do you think? You take advantage of the biggest show that you have.
And I've already agreed to that.
I think they wrote themselves in a corner. They pulled the AEW and wrote themselves in the corner. They should have said, this is my last run, Mania to Mania. I think Mania is the perfect send-off for him.
I thought that's what they were originally doing.
And like this final year, I don't like it, but hey, we're here now.
I thought that was the original. I thought it was going to be a Mania to Mania run, and then when he was here from the beginning, I was like, oh wait, I didn't think that started yet. And we actually, before the podcast started, Derek and I had many a conversation about that. I was like, wait, hang on, what?
Yeah.
Where I was just out of the loop.
I think if you give somebody like Ric Flair a retirement at Mania, you damn sure give John Cena one. And it sucks. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they course correct, but I doubt it because John Cena seems like a guy that is like super about his business. He's like, I don't think I can compete at this level. I don't care about the cash grab. I am done. But I don't know. I think it kind of sucks that they're gonna create a Saturday night's main event is not, even if it's geared towards him completely, even if it's a show that almost looks like a memorial. It's like, wait, did he die? Like, I don't think a Saturday night's main event is worthy of a 25-year career of arguably the biggest star.
No, and when I thought that was the end, it definitely threw me off. It's weird that it's ending that way.
And Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia is not a send off either.
No,
like I think Vegas should have been it, but I don't know. Maybe they course correct. Do you think there's money out there, Derek, that he might change his mind?
John Cena got money, so I don't think it's enough.
I think like that is crazy.
I mean, yeah, it should end at WrestleMania. It's John Cena, but nah. After December 13th, that's over. So yeah.
I don't know, man. I think honestly, he shortened this tour because unfortunately, a lot of the people that he cut his gums on are either gone or retired. I honestly think his hand-picked opponent would have been, if he was ever possible, if we're not dealing with the person that he is right now today, would have been Triple H. I think if there was any inkling to Triple H being physically ready to do anything, it would have been John Cena. I think after the heart attack, even if the pacemaker or not, even after the heart attack, I think he was going to retire regardless. But I think if he had like a situation where it's kind of like Kurt Angle, that he could do a couple matches, I think he would do the honors with Cena. And they do kind of like the weird thing that they did with Taker when all three of them took a bow when one of them was still active, right? Wasn't Triple H?
This just kind of lends credence to, there's no doubt in my mind that prior to, whether it be money decision, whether it be booking decision, whether it be, the insurance companies for the movie saying no, whatever the case may be, there's no doubt in my mind that The Rock was on that list of the farewell matches. And I'm kind of sad that we're not going to have that.
But I think if again, I'm calling him like he's my best friend. Me and DJ used to grow up back in Honolulu together. I think if DJ comes to his senses and says, you know what, I want to do this, I honestly think that he will be, if anybody can coach John Cena for one more match, it would be.
Honestly, and kind of like I said, I think Gunther is kind of already there. If they just Saturday night main evented and put DJ and John for the last ride, and that was it, like that's the highest rated wrestling of all time.
That John Cena. Wow, I have no doubt that The Rock is going to be there. I 100% believe out of all the dates that I'm looking up and down, he's going to be there. It's probably not going to be storyline related. He's going to probably come out. I think all the legends are going to come out. Like, when I mean legends, I mean Stone Cold, The Rock, possibly Undertaker are going to come down, and Triple H, of course, are going to come down and kind of like salute the man.
Yeah, I think we'll get that send off. Everybody in the ring.
Yeah. And I do think out of everybody in the active roster that has retired, I think the only two people, I think him is the most appropriate for him to leave his sneakers in the ring.
As long as they're Reebok pumps and they're not the Hokas.
Do you think, Derek, to put it something that'll actually give a smile, do you think he'll use you think you're untouchable one last time?
Oh, please.
I honestly have no clue, man. I mean, maybe that'd be great.
Hey, you never know.
Give me that. And I will admit, there was a stretch that when he was rocking that, I was with the word life.
Yeah. So what do you want to see? Now that we're on we're turned the corner.
Me?
Now we're the same distance that we were when he first started this march towards the end. Like he's coming back around. He already went, and now he's coming back.
I don't want to see him pass the torch to Gunther. That's what I don't want to see.
I don't think his last match is going to be about passing the torch. I think it's going to be he's going to.
I mean, you just asked what I wanted to see, so I was just letting you know that.
No, but
that's
I'm just.
I mentioned.
But I think it's going to be kind of like, yo, like I want to work with this guy. Who do you want to see him face in his last match? Out of anybody in the roster.
Talking about new people, we talking about
anybody on the roster, anybody that can physically go that's attainable for WWE.
I'm going to let him marinate, and I'm going to say I think Braun, because I see Braun as a young Cena. When Cena was rocking the prototype, the ruthless aggression, I see a lot of that with Braun.
I can see that. I would love for his life, and it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Hell or high water. I would honestly wanted it to be. It's a tie between two, and I know one of them is not going to happen 100% because it already happened. It would have been Randy Orton, and then the other second one would have been AJ Styles, because that would have kicked off AJ Styles' retirement tour. Which I think AJ Styles he's not the next retirement person. I think Orton is. I think Orton is going to announce he's going to retire next year, and I think it's going to be back to retirements. I think it's going to be. I think it's a guess between AJ or Orton, and I think it sucks because we're in that era that I'm like people that I'm like, yo, those guys are like mad young, and they're not.
That's the people that we grew up alongside of, not as we were little kids watching them, but those are the people that we were like, I could be friends with them.
Like, I don't know. You came up with a thing. I think honestly would have probably made a lot of sense. And I think hopefully I'm praying to the wrestling gods. I think when Randall Keith Orton retires, I think hopefully Edge will be done with his AEW deal and they get one more run back. But what do you think? There's a lot of people that are not available. Like, I think if WWE was the only show in town, we would have had a way better wind down tour. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, if Edge was still around, Edge should definitely be in that group. I definitely put him over Brock, but
Brock got to be there. Playing devil's advocate, Brock, like he has to be there. You can't ignore him like Chris Benoit.
Y'all know what though?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give them their flowers. Naomi and her dad coming out, that little entrance, that shit was dope.
The Instagram post afterwards.
I'm switching it up to that.
The Instagram post where her dad took a picture with Io and Rhea.
Said,
what are you doing? Caution.
With caution. Great. Awesome stuff. Definitely wish that match was a little longer. I like the way it ended with a little sneak with the tights pull for Naomi to retain her woman's title. But that's all I got. Cena's gonna be gone soon. We will miss him and all that good stuff. Edge ain't here. That's what I want to see. If it's an old person, Edge.
I mean,
if it's somebody new
in his career, who is somebody that we're missing that you could kind of put up there and be part of his retirement tour?
It would be Edge. Him and Edge. Edge took the title. Edge took the title and changed it.
The fact that
this is one title,
bro, and he went and beat the crap out of his pops. Come on, dog.
Yeah, he did. Showed up at his house and beat up his dad.
I think, I would if I am TKO and WWE, I'm on the phone with AEW. Hey, it's in Boston. We need Edge for one night. Who do we got to give you for one night?
Could you imagine if that door got opened?
That
It
would
doesn't even
change,
have to
that would
be.
change professional wrestling.
No. I think when it comes to old WWE guys, because it happened, it kind of crept open when they sent the AJ Styles video in exchange for Billy Gunn at the Hall of Fame. I think for one match, who can you send in return? AJ Styles versus Kenny Omega?
Gosh, I hadn't even thought about that, and I'm here for it.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, man, I really wish Edge wasn't locked down, but I think he's actually locked down till like 2027.
I tell you what, one of those that does not get enough shine that would have been a great in there if it could have been. Cena and Claudio / Cesaro had one of the best matches for both of their careers in a random, like, one-off matchup. It was incredible.
I mean, the universe has taken away a lot of, like, if he, God rest his soul, if he was still alive and active, Umaga.
Yeah.
Umaga was his Papa Shango.
Yep.
That man made him bleed. Like, I was in a restaurant, little kids were crying when Umaga kept hitting with the spike at the end of a pay-per-view, even though he lost the match.
But I think at this point, as Marcos likes to say, a long episode. We have not even touched on half of SummerSlam. Go watch it. Good show overall.
Derek's favorite part is the end.
The triple threat for Naomi's championship is worth the watch. Anytime you've got Io and Rhea in the ring, add in someone like Naomi or Bianca, and they just continue to crush it time and time again. Those are some of the highest matches of the year for any card, any male or female. We snuck Raw tidbits in. Go watch that if you haven't, but we're at almost 2.5 hours at this point, and we all got lives. I know you all do too.
Just leave this episode up there. I wanted them to see the argument. I wanted them to see me leaving.
Oh, I'm not taking it out.
I wanted to see me leaving, running downstairs, because I didn't realize. I thought it was y'all dogs barking, and I was like, "Why does PJ sound like he's at Shane's house?" And I look at my camera. PJ's losing his shit at the door because the FedEx guy kept knocking. I'm like, "I got a doorbell, my dude." He was knocking.
But Marcos, anything you got coming up that you want the folks to know about?
I'm potting with some people. I don't know. I'm always doing something. Me and Derek are going to San Diego, in which me and Derek are going to have a fist fight after Brock pinned Cena to win the Survivor Series thing. You know,
Derek, what you got going on? Anything?
Catch me at Dragon Con, catch me in San Diego for Survivor Series.
Catch me outside.
Catch me at Cena's last match. You ain't gonna catch me in Paris, since that's where Rock gonna be. I'm not going.
I'm gonna be in Paris.
Y'all can have that.
I'm gonna be in Paris.
Yeah, that I honestly, thinking about it, that is probably gonna be our first ever. We're gonna take a break because I think we're all traveling that week of Labor Day.
Oh shit!
I mean,
we can do a mobile podcast. We can do it on the phone.
I mean, Derek and I'll be in the same spot. We can go live.
So,
I mean, I'll put together something.
Hey, look, we can make it happen.
Look,
I don't know how Wi-Fi is set up out there.
Look, if that episode, so right around Labor Day, you're either going to get no episode because we're all traveling, or a very special Derek and Shane live and in color with special guest Marcos from Paris.
I mean, what if we might, somebody might walk in the background or something. You never know what happens.
We might be able to get that worked out a little bit.
I mean,
stay tuned. You don't know. You never know.
All I know is Derek already ordered that Brock t-shirt. Everybody have a good night. Thank you for listening.
Yeah, I'm not clicking end because you ain't gonna end this shit on some bullshit. We're not ending that on some bullshit.
Derek, what size? You said you're a 3X. Brock on the way, buddy.
Extra small. Thanks.
3X.
Use it for toilet paper.
Brock on the way.
And wipe my ass with it.
Brock on the way, and you
Mhm.
said you want that Hulkamania Forever shirt too. I got you
It's gonna
too.
be doo-doo stains, okay?
I got you too.
You gonna give me the two people that don't like black folks that just be ruining black careers?
All
That's what we're doing.
I know.
Oh, you hate me. If you hate me, you can say that.
All I know is there was a certain demographic rocking Hulkamania shirts, and I was like, that fits.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Listen,
That's all I
sir.
know.
You're gonna give me the corn-fed white dude that takes the WWE title from every black person, and you're gonna give me the white boy that be dropping the hard ER? I don't want it.
Look, Brock gonna see you in the crowd and just come out and take your up down title.
All jokes aside, I ordered it for you.
All right. It looked like doo-doo. Because I ain't All right, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one. So
there'll be less hate on the next episode.
Yeah, it'll be happy-go-lucky. You know, depending maybe, because if Brock's there, I'm still gonna talk shit. So I'll say nice things about Logan Paul. How about that?
No
trade-off. Good trade-off.
No.
Good trade-off. I said I will. I'll say nice things.
No, I won't let you. All right, somebody take us out of this episode already.
All right, y'all.
Later.